book and the highlights of the first of the Benson Hedges World Series Cup games at the MCG. This game between Australia and South Africa, and it's one everyone has been looking forward to for some considerable time. Good conditions, but perhaps a little bit on the hot side. A hot northerly blowing and a temperature forecast of around about 32 degrees. And the Australians won the toss and decided to bat, and these were the teams announced by the skippers. Alan Border as skipper, then Mark Taylor, Michael Slater, Mark Waugh, David Boone and Steve Waugh, Ian Healy, Craig McDermott, Paul Rifle, and Shane Warne is playing. Tim May was supposed to play, but he tore a hamstring at practice yesterday, and Warne has come into the side. Glenn McGrath is there as well, and Matthew Hayden, the young Queenslander, is 12th man. For the South Africans, Kepler Wessel skipper, Andrew Hudson, Hansie Cronje, Darryl Cullinan, Jonty Rhodes, Dave Callaghan, David Richardson, Pat Simcox, Richard Snell, Fani de Villiers, Alan Donald, and Craig Matthews is the 12th man. We join play now in the 4th over. No wicket for 4 is the score. Fani de Villiers is bowling and Slater is taking strike. And in the commentary box, Bill Laurie and Tony Gregg.
So there he is, Fani de Villiers.
Nice glance by Slater. Off the mark. Got him. Yes, caught behind. Surely, big noise there. Bill Sheehan says no. That looked to be a nick to me. Umpire Bill Sheehan officiating at the outer end. That must have been very close. I thought I almost heard a noise from here.
It wasn't close. It was out. It was a huge edge.
Wonderful atmosphere. A big occasion for both teams. It's Donald from the members' end. It's a good shot. Finds a gap off the back foot. Hits the sand. Slows down. They should run at least 3. Johnny Rhodes, the fieldsman. Relay throw, 3 runs. Fine shot from Mark Taylor. No ball, and he's whacked that. That's the first 4. Beautiful pull shot.
Magnificent shot, that one by Slater. Bad bowling by Donald. Perhaps he's losing his concentration, or is he getting caught up in the sand? I'm not too sure, but this was a lovely shot. You watch the way he just paddles this one away to square leg. In he goes, too short, and thank you very much. Over the top of the umpire's head there, and despite the slow outfield, that went to the boundary easy. Lovely shot.
That's the great southern stand, which is filling up. The bottom tier is full. The reserve seats will fill up as the day goes on. That's beautifully bowled. That's no catch there, I don't think. It was a very belated appeal there. That looked to be a genuine outswing of that one, but Donald's not happy.
What are you saying? You didn't hit that one either?
I wasn't as convinced with that one as the first one. Let's have a look at that umpire, Terry Prue. So the pressure on the umpires. We talk about the batsman. Who'd want to be an umpire in this situation?
Let's see if we can pick up any little red marks on the heads of these Australian batsmen's bats.
Using a white ball, Tony, that'd be hard to pick up. Knocks it down. They're going through for single. This will be close. Oh, the throw's wild. So the pressure on out there at the centre of the moment. 5th ground. That's close. Oh, that was close. We'll have a look at that. Maybe just angled down the leg side. The shot was to the onside where umpire Bill Sheehan officiating his first one-day international.
Down the leg side for me. It seemed to be swinging in a little bit. Watch the angle here. He bowls from wide. And, yeah, just going down the leg side.
And they're pumped up, aren't they? The South African bowlers, you can see it. Smash that. His field. Poorly fielded. 4 runs. He's looking at the sand. He never looked like getting that dive over the ball. Good shot.
Beautiful shot. Should have been stopped. Slightly over-pitched. In fact, it was on the up. A magnificent shot. He just didn't get down in time. Vessels keeping his cool in there at first slip.
That's a good shot. He's gone over. Michael Slater in the first pitch over is aware that's the time to hit over the infield. The field's up. He's going to come back to the 3rd, and that's good running. 7 off 2 deliveries. 8 off the over. It's no wicket for 23. Tremendous buzz around this great stadium as Simon O'Donnell and Richie Benaud takes up the commentary.
Thank you, Bill. Afternoon, everyone. Coming in from the members' end, Michael Slater takes strike. Shot. It's all starting to move along now for the Australians. Plenty of excitement out there, and that's one of the rare boundaries you'll see today, beautifully timed. It's run away towards the members' end and into the gutter here at the MCG. Simon O'Donnell, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Richie. Fantastic atmosphere here, and the ground not as slow as you would think. Pretty well grasped where Michael Slater struck that ball from Alan Donald.
Nicely placed. They move quickly enough. They'll be able to challenge the fielder for three, and they'll get it. Andrew Hudson, the man down at deep third man for South Africa. And the new bowler is going to be Richard Snell. He's going to take over from Donald at the members' end. Slater is having the time of his life out there. 44 and 11 for Australia. This first limited overs international of the summer.
Short again. Been a bit of a virus going through the opening bowlers of the South African side.
Oh, good shot, nice placement. Slater's into it out there. We could look for four here. Relay throw. A pretty good one, just a little bit offline. The second throw, but good, clever work in the field. None for 52, the half century up for the Australians. Great stuff. About the sixth over onwards. It's all gone berserk out there. Slater's been flailing away, getting it off the middle of the bat about 95% of the time. That's a good shot. It's got caught up in a bit of the grass and sand there, but it's still going to go for four. It took a bit of a jump when it struck a ridge out there, but not even that could slow it up. Beautiful stroke.
These matches, first couple of overs are expensive. Richard Snell will be really feeling the pressure at the moment.
We're feeling it a bit more after that. It's not going to go for four. Simcox is after it. Pick up two, and that is a very good innings. A half century out of a total of 62. Brilliant.
Don't see them much better than that. Michael Slater lapping up this atmosphere. 7 fours in that 50. 45 balls. He's done it very, very quickly. He isn't letting Snell off the hook. Making him work very hard. He's kept the vessels done. This is the fielding. Australia none for 62 in the 13th. The Australian card. 11 to Mark Taylor off 33 deliveries. Anzi Cronje being brought into the attack. In the southern stand in. Very strong pull shots. Cut shots there in that innings. All around the wicket. Well played.
That a bit straight over the top. What a shot. He has picked that up and smashed it away over extra cover, just to say good afternoon, Mr. Cronje.
Well, I think it was good afternoon and Merry Christmas all at once. He has smashed that. It is a ripper. Not easy to hit him over there for six, and it was a beauty.
Ian Chappell's in the commentary box, and with him is Mervyn Hughes.
It's beautifully hit straight. And once again, well run by Michael Slater.
Michael Slater pushing Mark Taylor to the limit out there. Mark Taylor just a little bit slow off the mark. Obviously, a lot easier to hit the ball and start running. You see Mark Taylor backing up there, but has to have a look to see where the ball goes. And Michael Slater off and running.
There's the century for Australia. Coming in the 20th over. That's a magnificent scoring rate. There's some wide open spaces here at the MCG, and Michael Slater is finding most of them. It's none for 104. 11 players are really not enough when someone's playing like Michael Slater. At the moment, he's just finding gaps everywhere.
Mark Taylor playing the perfect support role here for Michael Slater, just opting to pick up the singles and give Slater the strike.
And taken. What a very good catch that is. The ball was hit hard by Michael Slater. Pat Simcox didn't quite get it at the first grab, but he slowed it enough and kept his eye on the ball, and that ends a magnificent innings.
Michael Slater going after Simcox once again, hitting the ball straight back at him. You'll see he's hit that fairly well. Simcox juggles the catch, takes the catch, and is extremely happy about grabbing onto that at the second attempt. Michael Slater, 73, 69 balls, caught and bowled Simcox. Australia 1 for 105.
David Boone comes in at number 3, which is a bit of a surprise. Mark Waugh batted number 3 in the one-day matches in England in the Texaco Trophy Series. And Boone immediately off the mark. Pat Simcox has done a good job for Kepler Vessels. He slowed the scoring rate and picked up a wicket. Jonty, and he's hit him. David Boone, it's close, and umpire Bill Sheehan has called for the videotape replay. Jonty Rhodes has hit him. Magnificent piece of fielding. And now David Boone awaits his fate.
Just looking here from side on David Boone, not all that keen to hang around, and that is out. South Africans very confident with that appeal. David Boone well out of his ground there.
David Boone's getting ready to go. He knows he's dead. He's walking to the other end, and he knows he's absolutely stone cold motherless dead. Booney was not under any misapprehension at all. So a magnificent piece of work there by Jonty Rhodes with a direct hit. Mark Waugh didn't have to wait long because David Boone has been run out, and Mark Waugh is coming in at number 4. Moving into the commentary position now, Simon O'Donnell and Bill Laurie.
And as you would say, Bill, it is all happening here.
Yes, and South Africa may be just probably getting back into the game a bit. New batsman at the crease at one end. Mark Taylor. Oh, yes, there's 3 out. What an action-packed session this is. Inside edge onto the stumps, and listen to the roar of 50,000 Victorians. South Africa hit back. 3 for 106.
Vital wicket. Cronje getting that breakthrough. Mark Taylor playing it on outside his off stump. Going to pepper it through the covers, straight back onto the stumps. The South Africans very, very happy with what's going on at the moment. Hansie Cronje very happy himself. Australia back in a bit of trouble at 3 for 106.
Stephen Waugh at number 5. 3 wickets have fallen in 5 deliveries here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. A big change in this first one-day international between South Africa and Australia after Australia away to a flying start. Excellent start. And those 3 wickets and 5 balls put a stopper on the run rate. In any cricket, be it test cricket or limited over matches, the best way to stop the run rate is to get wickets. There we are, 3 wickets and 5 balls. But here, a magnificent start, particularly by Michael Slater, 73 off 69 balls. Fantastic strike rate. Good shot, beautifully timed. No hint of mistiming there, just lofted it over the man at mid-on. Glenn Turner from New Zealand was the master at that stroke, just forcing the ball over the infield with a controlled lofted shot. And they lifted it in the field, particularly when the off-spinner come on. He's changed the tempo of the match. Charge could be out, gone down his throat, didn't time that one. That's a miscue, good bowling, good captaincy. He was prepared to keep the fieldsman up inside the circle, and the 4th wicket is down at the Melbourne Cricket Ground for 119.
South Africa right in this. Hansi Cronje. Mark Ward trying it again. Didn't time that one at all, as Bill said. Simcox taking the catch. Good captaincy, good bowling, good fielding. Australia are in a little bit of trouble now after an absolutely magnificent start. Mark Ward departs the MCG on an absolutely glorious afternoon for 8. Australia 4 for 119.
Captain Courageous, Alan Border, strolls out. He's probably sitting back having an orange juice 5 minutes ago when Australia were coasting along. The last ball of the over. Strikes a good blow for South Africa.
Simcox will continue members in.
So struck down to long on, just a single. Big Alan Border on strike is a fine player of spin, but 27th over now, the overs are starting to tick by.
Oh, Steve Waugh nearly run out at the non-striker's end, backing up. Alan Border never interested in a run at any stage. Steve Waugh has scampered it and nearly run to himself.
He lost the shoe, and the umpire's in a little bit of strife here as well. There's plenty of action here. Border says no. Waugh's on the way, and if the throw had been very, very close, the fieldsman in a bad position. Let's watch it. Yes, he would have been out if the ball had hit the stumps. Good shot out to deep cover, just the single. Border off the mark. Well, Michael Slater really got the Australians off to a tremendous start here. Look at those overs. 14, 8s, 9s. As Richie Beno and Tony Gregg takes up the commentary.
That's his economy rate, conceding those runs per 100 balls. Oh, that was close. Always very useful if you can get the ball to nip back, and it seemed to me that he really ran the fingers over the seam there, got the ball to cut back. It's a good shot from Stephen Waugh. He's got it through the field, straight down the ground. Will that get to the fence? If it does, it's beautiful timing. Well, there was nothing in that. Stephen Waugh forced onto the back foot there, and he managed to get it away off the meat of the bat, beating mid-on, and it went all the way. Warren Border out there at the moment, with Healy to come. It's going to be Simcox to continue with his off-spinners. 8 overs, 1 for 28. Fantastic figures. In the air and dropped. Well, it would have been a little gem of a catch. Darryl Cullinan fielding at extra cover there, dived full length, got a hand to it, but Border survives. Through the field, Waugh really doing a grand job. He's got 22 now of 37 balls. A lot of pressure on him. Bowled him! Neck and crop. Border trying to give that a bit of room to get it away on the offside. Has been comprehensively bowled. And he's not too happy about it, trying to make a little bit of room there to get himself another single. But unfortunately, it didn't work. Let's have another look at it.
I'll tell you who is happy about it, Richard Snell. It has darted back at Border like a striking snake. Might just have got a little inside edge. You need to have a look from behind on the other replay. But Richard Snell will be very happy. He started off in disastrous fashion. They gave him an awful caning. And now he's broken through, 5 for 151. Ian Healy is the new batsman in to replace Border. He's been batting extremely well right through the Ashes Tour 1993 and also in this recent series against New Zealand.
Donald being brought back into the attack now. 5 overs, no wicket for 19, his figures. Healy's trying to find a gap there where he can get 2. He's coming back for the second here. In comes the throw. It's a little wide, so Healy's home. That was well played by him. They've been looking for a spot in the field that can knock the ball in to come back for the second. They haven't been very successful at finding it, I can tell you. In the commentary box now, Ian Chappell, and with him a man who knows all about cutting the ball, Merv Hughes.
Will have to be back quick, and he's not quick enough to beat Jonty. He's done it again. 2 out of 2.
Stephen Moore run out. It's the 19th time he's been run out in one-day international. We see here Jonty Rhodes very quickly on this end. Healy looking for the single, changing his mind. Stephen Moore backing up a long way. Jonty Rhodes, piece of cake. Stephen Moore well out.
It's 6 for 166. He's a popular man in Australian cricket at the moment, Shane Warne. That's got to be close if it hit the pad. Shane Warne must have got a bit of bat on it. And we're going to have a change at the outer end. It's going to be Farney de Villiers. Good change of pace, and someone's in trouble, and it's going to be Shane Warne. Ian Healy started, stopped. Shane Warne wasn't sure about it, and then in the end he virtually sacrificed himself to leave Ian Healy out there. So the third run out for Australia as the innings starts to crumble. So the 7th wicket down with the score at 180. Paul Rifle is the new man at the crease.
Big appeal there, and he's given him out LBW. That looked to me as if it may just have been sneaking down the leg side. However, he was on the back foot. This will be an interesting replay. De Villiers getting that one to angle into the right-hander. Rifle out bien voor Parkies.
I think it was a pretty fair decision, the fact that it was back behind the popping crease. It was cutting toward the leg side, but it probably would have taken middle and leg. And another wicket falls. A very dramatic session here for Australia. Rifle out for a duck. 8 for 181.
Craig McDermott, the new batsman. A bit of a comedy of errors here. A couple of quick wickets. Have a look at that strike rate. Right up there, 85.9. This is Donald again. Well fielded. That is unbelievable stuff. Diving full length to his right. Miraculous stop. There's a man behind him, but it's that sort of fielding that creates havoc amongst the batsmen.
That's one of the skills of the one-day game. Feels more like Jonty Rhodes. Brilliant.
Yes, he's got that one away very well. Just opened the face and has literally played a glide shot down towards Fine's third man, and as a result collects another 2. Just watch the face of the bat here. But as Bill Laurie pointed out, he really can hit some very good straight hits. And that went over the top of middle. Is he out? Yes, caught behind. A big nick on that one, trying again to run that one down through the vacant slip cordon. McDermott has nicked it, and he's been out, caught behind.
Well, the warning lights are there for Australia. South Africa are going to be very tough this summer. Just been beaten outright with Victoria. Australia were no wickets for 105. The big nick there as it goes through the wicketkeeper. And they've hit back in this last 20 overs with some excellent cricket. Great fielding, good line bowling, some movement from Snell in particular. And Australia now reeling at 9 for 189.
Glenn McGrath batting at number 11. This is his debut for Australia in one-day internationals. Facing de Villiers. He's bowled him! That's the end of him. It took one ball precisely. The end of Glenn McGrath. He's going to have to try and get his own back when he gets the ball in his hand. So, 9 down for 189, and all of a sudden, it's all out, 189.
That's a wonderful performance by the South Africans. They came back in tremendous fashion there. They were looking right down the barrel at one point, none for 105, and all of a sudden the Australians have been knocked over inside their 50 overs, 45.5 overs. That won't please them at all because they pride themselves on always getting through to the end of the 50th over. 189 all out. Slater, 73 from 69 balls, and the only partnership worthwhile, except for the opening stand, was Steve Waugh and Border, who made 32 from 49 balls. The bowling figures for the South Africans, that is a great performance. Alan Donald, 10 overs, 1 maiden, none for 32. Barney de Villiers, 7.5 overs, no maiden, 3 for 30. Richard Snell, who had a horror stretch early on and came back wonderfully well, 1 for 43 from 8. Hansie Cronje, 2 for 42 in a full 10. And the off-spinner, Pat Simcox, looked very, very useful indeed. Spun the ball well and bowled an impeccable length. 10 overs, no maiden, and 1 for 40. 190 needed by the South Africans now. The asking rate, 3.8 per over. It won't be all that easy because this is a very slow outfield and there is some spin there for Shane Warne. Andrew Hudson is about to face the first ball. Craig McDermott will be the bowler. 189 the Australians made. Tremendous collapse. Wonderful South African cricket. Here's the first ball of their innings.
Been a fantastic day here, the MCG. Fantastic day for Kepler Vessels.
Runs. Get 2 there. First on the board for South Africa, 2 to Hudson, Boone the fielder. Nice stroke. Square of the wicket on the offside. Shane Warne was chasing, and now it'll be Glenn McGrath.
750s, the 100, which was his top score of 108. And so-so strike rate of 58.
Taylor, good catch. Hudson goes. McDermott has struck, and the crowd erupts. The first wicket down in this chase to keep South Africa below 189. Beautiful piece of bowling from McDermott.
Certainly was a beautiful piece of bowling. He's worked there for an over and a half. In the safe hands of Mark Taylor, do the rest. It's a crucial blow by Craig McDermott. Great effort to remove Andrew Hudson from 4 from 12 deliveries. South Africa now 1 for 4 in the third over.
Hansie Cronje is the next batsman in. He's come out to take the place of Andrew Hudson, but he won't be taking strike. This is McGrath at Vessels. Just safe. Just hurried on to Kepler Vessels a little. He was late with the stroke.
Gives him a bit of confidence to be able to compete at this level.
That didn't get up much, or it didn't seem to get up much. Again, it hurried Kepler Vessels into his stroke.
Only 1 run conceded so far.
Over the top of square leg. Deep fine leg will come round. They'll just pick up the 2 runs there. 1 for 9, South Africa, at the end of the over. Oh, well bowled. It's gone through him. It just looked to me as I clicked the pad that we'd need a replay to be able to see that more clearly. A long way away here.
I found it hard to believe it didn't clip the stumps as well. This one cuts him right in half. And just a little high, taking that back thigh on the way through. No danger of a catch behind. A good decision from umpire Terry Prue under pressure from a good appeal from the Australian fieldsman.
McDermott has the wicket fall in the South African innings. He's now about to bowl to Vessels. In the commentary box, Tony Gregg and Bill Laurie.
Thanks very much, Bill. Oh, that's a good shot. He's really hammered that one. It's gone over the top. A little bit uppishly hit, but I think that he's got the message. And that's the place he wants them. Outside off stump. Vessels gets stuck into them there. He's beautifully placed to hit the ball through the offside. And here's an example of it. Border now making a change. More rifle is being brought into the attack. He's going to operate from the member's end. Oh, that's a good shot. A little bit short, and straight away Cronier onto the back foot, getting it away in a similar fashion to the way in which Slater got that first short ball that he received away to the boundary. This is a good shot.
It's a tremendous shot because he hasn't been in a stroke-making mood. He's been trying to work the ball on the offside, and he picked it up early.
It's one of those bowlers who's not quite quick enough to be forgiven for bowling short or too full. He should get it right, and he does more often than not. Well played. Just drifting down the leg side a little bit, and that's running away towards the fence. Alan Border, the fieldsman down there. They should be running 4 here, but Vessels a little slow. So they settle for 3. Take up the commentary now. It's going to be Ian Chappell, and with him, Merv Hughes.
South Africa well down at this stage, but still a lot of overs to be played.
That's more like the Kepler Vessels. That'll get a different reaction on his dial, picking the gap and going for 4. Second boundary in the over for Vessels. Have a guess who's going to bowl. And it's on these sort of tracks that Alan Border bowls his left-arm orthodox extremely well. Vessels on 25. Cronier on 17. And Andrew Hudson, the man out. Well caught at first slip by Mark Taylor from the bowling of McDermott for 4. Shout of catch it there, and it only just landed short of David Boone. Sorry, in fact, it's Mark Taylor. Long chase out there for Michael Slater. That brings up the 50. The first of the World Series Cup matches, and a tremendous crowd here in attendance at the MCG. Healy, oh, if he hits Kepler Vessels, wouldn't have had to worry about turning around to look at the umpire. He could have just kept going.
Ian Healy normally pretty safe on these, throwing at the stumps, but on this occasion just missing. Gets around quickly.
Almost an hysterical ovation for Shane Warne as he takes the ball to bowl the first over of the series for him.
Vessels has just nudged him away down to third man.
That's an important save to get the right-hander on strike. But a good start by the experienced Kepler Vessels. He just waited for that delivery. It was a warm-up one. He warmed up and he knocked over Mike Gadding. This one spun in. He's looking for it nicely. That's the advantage of being left-handed. He's going to be coming and hitting on the onside as well when he drops short.
Now it's a man at backward point just to cut off that little nudge, cut stroke. It's almost worth the admission money just to see that.
Spot on, Richie. Did he cross his feet over? Normally, when you go like this, he did, but he had one back. Beautiful piece of work by Healy. South Africa 1 for 78. Australia at this stage for 4 for 123. They didn't have two batsmen who were set. See that in the air? No ball. Goes all the way for 4. Bonus delivery and 4 runs. That was well struck. That ball hit the pitch a bit harder than Steve Waugh. Wessels gets the drive working, just the single. 1 for 100.
Fielder there.
100th partnership. Hansie Cronje and the skipper, a couple of Vessels, just at the right time for South Africa. They lost an early wicket. It's been a steadying influence on their innings and puts them in a very good position. 50 for the captain, 1 for 106 is Simon O'Donnell, and Tony Greig takes up the commentary.
Thank you, Bill. Yes, the lights are shining here in Melbourne. Oh, and a good delivery. He's certainly pitching him now, and he's getting him to rip as well. This is a beautiful delivery from Shane Warne. It really does turn back into the left-hander.
Certainly does. It's the second time Kepler Wessels has basically given up on the delivery after it's turned so viciously. Give up on that one. So gets it down to point for a single to Paul Rifle. Hasn't done much bowling, Paul Rifle. Only the 4 overs.
Fournier on 48. Well fielded. He is absolutely brilliant. Taylor in the slips is fabulous to watch. You watch him stop this one.
Gee, reads it well. Watch his body movement there. Really going with the ball. Eyes are fixed on the ball all the time.
So 98 balls for 49 so far. Cronje looking for his 50 here. And that's a good shot. Down onto the knee and just a little paddle around the corner, and that gives him 50. 50 off 99 balls. South Africa 1 for 116. It's well played. I don't think either of these batsmen are going to be too upset that the quick men are back in these slow outfield conditions, and a pitch too that's getting slower as each ball is bowled. One of the things that you like is for the ball to come onto the bat, and with McDermott back into the attack, at least you can use the pace of the ball and nudge it away into the gaps. Well done. Is if they get down to a situation where, say, there are 100 balls to go, 100 runs is the sort of thing that sides are comfortable with. Oh, he's hit that into the gap beautifully, Wessels. Right into the slot once again. It's running away down towards the boundary at deep extra cover. Not quite got there, so they'll settle for 3.
All those blue dots on the yellow line are the Australian wickets that fell. They had a 105-run opening stand, and then they crashed to 189 all out. South Africa just getting back up now to the same point. Good shot. Hit that brilliantly. Kepler Wessels has used his feet there to Shane Warne, left-hander, turns the leg break into an off break. Just ahead of his normal strike rate, Kepler Wessels, but he's played very well. It's 1 for 141. Well, that's well bowled by McDermott. The Australians had to get a breakthrough. They've achieved it now. Interesting to see the method of dismissal. Talks in the Australian dressing room will have been of the possibility of knocking over Kepler Wessels' middle and leg stump
pitching, leaving the batsman. Versus looking to drive, played inside that ball, bowled off stump. Craig McDermott once again bowled extremely well tonight, 7.4 overs, 2 for 23, 2 for 144.
Darryl Cullinan is the batsman, facing McDermott, first ball. It's 2 for 144. That's nicely struck. Very good stroke. Good footwork. This is something that's been lacking in the earlier matches. Shane Warne has bowled in against New Zealand. Be Darryl Cullinan's first glimpse of Shane Warne. Well. That's as good a flipper as you'll ever see. We've seen a few of those on the Ashes tour. We've seen a few during the summer so far against New Zealand, but none better than that, I'm quite sure.
Ian Healy and Shane Warne ecstatic with that delivery. Shane Warne been a bit of a relief for him picking up his first wicket in front of the home ground here, and don't they just love it?
Johnny Rhodes is the new batsman coming out after Darryl Cullinan was knocked over by the flipper. Does he give him the flipper? 2 balls to go this over, his last. Does, but wasn't precisely where he wanted it to land. And it's allowed Rhodes to get away from the strike. 33 needed from 36 balls still to come. 7 wickets in hand, so on paper it looks like South Africa, but the Australians will know that if they can just pick up another wicket or two, then it will be very, very tense towards the end. Nice, well played, perfectly placed. Good effort, nice save. Slater the fielder, and the good return of McDermott as well. Stephen Waugh. Very athletic, but it didn't quite come off. 19 from 24 balls needed. The South Africans have paced it perfectly. Here's Bill Laurie in the commentary box now, and with him is Ian Chaplin.
It's a bad ball. He's put it away. It won't go all the way, but it should be at least 3. Johnny Rhodes doing a great job with 2 pull shots off shortish deliveries. That takes the pressure off a bit. It's getting a pretty tight situation here. 1 or 2 dot balls from McGrath, who's bowling a very good line and length. McGrath 8 overs, 1 made, no wicket for 18. And Alan Border bringing the fieldsman up inside the circle. There's 1, 2, 5, 6 inside the circle. Very strong offside field. Coming around from backward point to mid-off. Listen to the crowd. In comes McGrath. Go! Half a chance. Races away. Down to the long off fence for 4. Well struck. Good, powerful blow. Australia needs a wicket here, get a new batsman in with 1 or 2 balls to go. It's enormous pressure on the man coming out of the dressing room in front of 50-odd thousand people. It's a good shot, that's through too. Won't go all the way. Johnny Rhodes will come back on the arm, I'm sure. He's very fast, the whippet. Good running. 2 fine blows from Johnny Rhodes. Probably a bit disappointed with this over. He hasn't bowled bad, or Rhodes has been up to the occasion. He's moved to 20 of 16 deliveries with just the 1-4. He's been very busy. Cronje on strike on 88. Good hit, get through the gap again. This will at least tie the score. In fact, you come back for 3. That's it. What a good performance by South Africa. Underdogs in this match. They win comfortably at the Melbourne Cricket Ground in front of 58,000 fans. An excellent performance by the bowlers, and their batsmen didn't let them down.
That was a great performance from the South Africans. They finished up with 3 for 190. That's their card, with 70 for Kepler Wessels and 91 not out for Hansie Cronje. And they won with 8 balls to spare in front of a crowd of 58,030 spectators who were willing the Australians to victory. But it wasn't to be tonight. The South Africans were simply too good for them. Hudson out early for 4, Wessels 70, 91 to Cronje. Cullinan bowled by a worn flipper without scoring. Jonty Rhodes unbeaten on 20. The bowling figures for Australia, McDermott was outstanding. 10 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 31. McGrath also bowled pretty well, none for 28 for him. Rifle was astray in line, 4 overs for 19. And so too Steve Waugh, unusually. Border 3 overs for 15. And Shane Warne bowled pretty well as the replacement for Tim May in this Australian side. 10 overs, no maiden, and 1 for 43.